A device built over 2,000 years ago could calculate eclipses more accurately than anything humans built for the next 14 centuries, and nobody knows who made it. Fishermen pulled the Antikythera mechanism out of a shipwreck off a Greek island in 1901, and for decades it just looked like a corroded lump of bronze. Then X-ray scans revealed the truth. Over 30 precision gears, hand-cut to fractions of a millimeter, tracking the sun, the moon, and 5 planets across the sky. It could predict solar eclipses years in advance, and even accounted for the moon's irregular orbit. The technology to build something this precise wasn't supposed to exist again until Swiss clockmakers in the 1300s. So who taught ancient Greek engineers to build a computer? We genuinely don't know. And this is just the first mystery that should keep you up tonight. Now picture a clay jar from ancient Mesopotamia that looks suspiciously like a battery, because it might actually be one. Discovered near Baghdad in the 1930s, the jar contains a copper cylinder wrapped around an iron rod, sealed with asphalt, dated to roughly 2,000 years old. When researchers built modern replicas and filled them with vinegar or grape juice, they produced a small but real electric current, up to 2 volts. Nobody has proven ancient Mesopotamians used it for electricity. Some historians think it was just a container for scrolls, the iron rod dissolving naturally over centuries, and mimicking a battery's chemistry by accident. But no one has fully explained why it was built exactly like a functioning electrochemical cell, either. Was it faith-healing, primitive electroplating, or something we haven't guessed? The jar sits in a museum, and the argument still hasn't ended. High in the desert of southern Peru, there are drawings so big you can only recognize them from an airplane, and they were carved over 1,500 years before airplanes existed. The Nazca lines stretch across nearly 200 square miles. A hummingbird nearly 300 feet long, a spider, a monkey with a spiral tail, geometric shapes that run for miles in dead straight lines. The people who made them used simple stakes and rope to remove the reddish surface rock and reveal the pale ground beneath, which is impressive on its own. What's not settled is why. Theories range from astronomical calendars to water ritual pathways to messages meant for gods watching from the sky. The dry, windless climate has preserved them for over 1,000 years, but no written record survives to tell us the point of drawing something nobody on the ground could ever fully see. Somewhere in a Yale University library sits a 240-page book that nobody alive can read. And that includes every codebreaker, linguist, and AI model that's tried. The Voynich manuscript is written in a flowing, elegant script that matches no known language, alongside illustrations of plants that don't exist anywhere on Earth, strange bathing women, and diagrams that look astronomical but follow no known system. Carbon dating puts the vellum at the early 1400s, so it's not a modern hoax. World War II codebreakers who cracked Nazi Enigma machines couldn't crack this. Modern computational linguists have run it through statistical models that usually decode any structured language, and they still come up empty, though a few claim partial breakthroughs almost every year. Is it an invented language, an elaborate medieval joke, or a real text in a system we've completely lost? 600 years later, the book still isn't talking. Inside the Great Pyramid of Giza, there are granite blocks weighing up to 80 tons sitting in a chamber built around 2560 BCE, and engineers today still argue about how they got there. The granite wasn't even local. It was quarried 500 miles south in Aswan, floated down the Nile, then hauled up into position with a precision that modern cranes would respect. The blocks fit together with joints so tight you can't slide a knife blade between them, using tools that were mostly copper and stone. We know ramps, sledges, and thousands of coordinated laborers were involved, and that's not in dispute. What still puzzles engineers is the sheer logistics. Moving stones this heavy this far and stacking them this precisely with Bronze Age technology in a timeline of roughly 20 years. Every theory explains a piece of it. None fully explains all of it at once. In a small town in New Mexico, a small percentage of residents hear a constant, low humming sound that nobody else can detect, and after 30 years, scientists still can't find its source. It's called the Taos hum, and it was first reported in the early 1990s, loud enough that some residents describe headaches, nosebleeds, and sleepless nights. Investigators from Los Alamos National Laboratory and the University of New Mexico set up microphones, seismographs, and radio equipment across the town. they found nothing conclusive. It's not industrial machinery, not power lines, not wildlife. Similar hums have been reported in Bristol, England, and Taipei, Taiwan, always affecting a small fraction of the population while everyone else hears silence. Some researchers suspect it's a form of tinnitus triggered by an external, undetected signal. Others think it's genuinely an unexplained environmental phenomenon. Either way, if you move to Taos, you might start hearing it too. In 1997, underwater microphones thousands of miles apart in the Pacific Ocean picked up the same sound at the same time, something loud enough to register across a distance that no known animal could produce. Scientists at the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration nicknamed it the bloop, and for years it fueled genuine speculation about creatures larger than any known animal on Earth, since its acoustic profile matched a living organism more than a machine or an earthquake. In 2005, NOAA finally offered an explanation. Icequakes, the sound of massive Antarctic ice shelves cracking and scraping the ocean floor. Most scientists now consider it solved, but the original recording still gets replayed constantly online, because for 8 years, one of the loudest sounds ever recorded in Earth's oceans came from an unknown source, and that gap between hearing something and understanding it is exactly what makes a mystery a mystery. On August 15, 1977, a radio telescope in Ohio picked up a 72-second burst of radio energy so unusual that the astronomer reviewing the printout circled it in red pen and wrote one word next to it: "Wow." The signal came from the direction of the constellation Sagittarius, at almost exactly the frequency scientists had picked as the most likely one for extraterrestrial communication, since it's the frequency hydrogen naturally emits across the universe. It was 30 times stronger than the background noise of space. Astronomers pointed telescopes at that same spot for decades afterward. Nothing. It never repeated, not once, not ever, in over 45 years of searching. Comets, satellites, and radio interference have all been proposed, and each one has been ruled out by researchers who checked the physics. To this day, the WOW signal remains the single most compelling unexplained radio signal ever detected from deep space, and nobody knows what sent it. So which one of these gets to you the most, the ancient computer nobody should have been able to build, or the signal from space that never came back? Here's the wild part. These are just the ones we know about, cataloged and studied by actual scientists, not internet rumors or fringe theories. Reality keeps handing us things we can measure but not fully explain, and that gap is exactly where curiosity lives. Drop a comment below and tell us which mystery you'd want solved in your lifetime. Or if you know one even stranger than these ones, because we read every single comment. And if you want more deep dives like this drop straight into your feed, hit subscribe right now, because we're building an entire library of the strangest, most fascinating facts on this platform, and you genuinely don't want to miss what's coming next.